Okay, welcome to Skyrim with our adventure Scath, the Breton female warrior who is adventuring at legendary difficulty. And this specific playthrough is just building a superb melee warrior from a Breton female, and we're going to try a new tactic. A lot of people build a melee warrior. Legendary is obviously very difficult on Skyrim, and it's especially difficult for melee characters because your damage output is massively debuffed. It's divided by 3 or 4, can't remember which, and the enemy's damage into you is multiplied by 3 or 4, one of the two. So it's an enormous difference. So normally people go for maybe an orc for the rage powered berserker, and they go for enchanting and smithing to build up massive equipment early on. We're doing none of that. We're going to build up this character only by acquiring special gear. So the first phase of this playthrough is just acquiring all the gear that will make Scathach into a fabulous melee warrior. So the best enchanted armor in game, the best enchanted weapons in game, the best powers, everything that enhances her one-handed, like sword and board, dual wield abilities, so that she can melee fight. The plan is to go into Bleak Falls Barrow, still at level 1. We're at level 1 now, obviously. We're just out of Helgen. You can see here, we're out of Helgen. The map's just turned on, and we have no quests. So we're going to acquire everything that we need within reason, so that we can be going to Bleak Falls Barrow, still at level 1, still be fighting low-level enemies, but we've got the super gear that makes us invincible. So in this video, it's a before. This video clip is just a before and after. We're going to look at Scathach now coming out of Helgen. We'll then have a short piece looking at her just before she goes into Bleak Falls Barrow at the start of the Dragon Line quest line, and then we'll have another clip showing Scathach at the very end after defeating Alduin. So we'll compare the three and how she could boost. So here we are at the start. This is the before, and Scathach is obviously level 1. She has no skills whatsoever, really. Nothing has gone up inside Helgen. She is a Breton, so she's got good conjuration. That's her only skill. Conjuration is her strength, really, and she also has the Breton advantages. Resist magic. Resist magic is an absolute game changer in Legendary. Very, very powerful passive skill. And she also has one useful spell, Conjure Familiar. Now, because of Legendary's debuffs for attackers, Conjuration builds have a fabulous advantage at Legendary, because my Conjure Familiar does not get a debuff. So effectively for me, the Conjured Familiar is roughly 4 to 5 times as strong as it would be on the basic level of Skyrim. Much, much stronger. So this Conjured Familiar, and it's a wolfy summon and it's a tank, so it makes the early part of the game really possible for Bretons. Now, when I'm fighting in the main quest line as a melee fighter, I won't be using the Conjure Familiar, but when I'm acquiring the gear in the first phase of the playthrough, I will be using my Conjuration a lot. It's very useful. It's absolutely a game changer in Legendary. So she has 2 useful abilities that make her able to survive early Legendary. So let's take a look at her gear. I've got the Imperial armor gear, the heavy armor, which I took out of the Helgen officer in Helgen. That's important because we want to do a heavy armor build, solely because we want to acquire enchanted heavy armor. So we're going for heavy armor, and we also want the Imperial armor gear because it's useful in a very specific quest early on. So you can see our armor rating is absolutely terrible because at low level we're only an armor rating of 68, and normally the rule of thumb in legendaries you want to be around 400 to survive. So we're absolutely a glass cannon here. One hit and we're dead. You can see our skills here are all 100. Our stats are all 100. So basically, when you multiply the enemy damage, we can get killed in one blow. Our damage mitigation from the armor is probably like 10% or something. Now, then the important thing for melee build is our damage output, and you can see our main weapon is a sword, and the damage output is 9 hit points. Now I think that's before it's divided. I'm not sure, but it's absolutely terrible. It's really, really pathetic. So, or let's say that is already divided for legendary. The point is, enemies will be hitting us for 40, 50 points, and we're hitting them for 9, So we take 10 strokes to kill somebody, and they kill us in 2. That's basically how legendary works. Um, so that's the level 1, low armor, no skills, low one-handed sword, and obviously we've no quests done at all. We also have, of course, in the magic department, we've got this Conjure Familiar, but we've got no powers at all. Well, I've got this Dragon Skin power as a Breton, which I never use. It's probably useful, but I never use it. It's an active power, you have to remember to use it. And we have no shouts, of course. So, very little for the beginning character. In the next section of the clip, we'll look at the character, look at what we've done to Scathach just before we go into Bleak Falls Barrow for our first main quest.